Guys, it's me working on my mud honey swap and playing around with transmissions. Some of you people may have wondered what's actually going on with the little doohickey on the back of your transmission. This one's bent up, but it's got 3 holes in it, and it moves through each hole and locks in with a bolt here. And in the blue book, green book, whatever the fuck it is, it tells you how you can move it from positions to do stuff, but not to drive it in any other position. I'm like, why not? So I want to see what it does. And yeah, so I took this transmission apart. This is a E50f from the 165. And I'm going to show you. When you move this little lever doohickey here, you're actually moving this shift fork, and this fork goes onto this little coupler here. It spins and whatnot. You're actually moving that coupler in and out, just this way with my thumb. When you do that, so in the position I'm in now, the 3rd hole, if it wasn't bent, you can spin. This is the shaft coming out of the transmission. This would be going to your passenger side where the center diff is. All the way out, you can spin this. I don't have it all the way, you can hear it clicking, mainly because it's not centered, you see. But spinning right now, you get no output to the rear, and you get no movement to the passenger side either. It's totally free. It is completely disconnected in there. If you can see where it's going. Those splines there, completely disconnected from the center diff. So I don't see why you couldn't drive in this position and send no power to the rear. When you spin, if your rear wheels are on the ground, naturally you're going to spin. Oh shit, maybe it does still move that. What the hell? Yep. So your power from the rear is still going to go through there. Well, that throws my theory all out. I was thinking in that disconnected position. That's weird though, because send power this way. Oh, I'm still locked in. Something's wrong. It wasn't moving a second ago. Or if it's just the way that's sitting. Oh, it's still... There's some friction. I feel like it's just fluid friction between the coupling, the shaft in there or something. I don't know. Might dig in a little more. Probably not. Maybe. Depends on how bored I am. But yeah, that's how it works. I'll move it for you so you can kind of see. If you take your hammer and whatever, move it to the next position, it's actually pulling that coupler in and locking the splines in, which is really hard to do with holding a phone, so you get the picture though. Just like a shift fork in a manual transmission, it slides that coupler in and engages it. The spline's in there. This coupler is splined, so it goes onto those splines. So I guess really all you can do is totally disconnect from the passenger side front output. Your rear is always going to have a little bit of, I don't think it's really connected, but when you go through gears and shafts and bearings, that little bit of friction is going to transfer power, is what's going to happen. The whole reason I'm doing this is now that I have the transmission split here, you got this shaft hanging out. Well, that's pretty cool and all. So I'm going to get rid of this and make this a front wheel drive transmission using Mud Honey's old engine. I don't see why I can't. It might take a little bit of figuring out here. Obviously, got all this to contend with. I mean, visually, The housing's only slightly different. I know people have done it. I just can't find anything on the internet anymore. It's like it's been so far long gone and everybody just grabs an E153, but I'm cheap and I have this. I sure do. Yeah, it's the same on that one. I'm not going to edit this video because I just don't care. You can watch me walk around and talk about random bullshit. Yeah, I don't know. Look at breakdowns of this, and I feel like this shaft is going to come out fairly easy. I don't think I need to split the case or anything. I don't know what to do with this guy. I just feel like there's some combination of parts here that can work. I know people have done it. Even if I have to fabricate a block-off plate to put there, I don't know. And I also wonder, you know, looking at the transmission cases, they're not that different. This is an S53 or whatever, came in the 162. I don't know what you call it. I think that's like S53 or S54 or something. I mean, you look at it and just looking at the front section, engine side section of the case, it's very similar. Like, I almost feel like you could swap the front sections unless there's something totally... Obviously this one's Speedo deal is a bit different. I can work with either. It really doesn't bother me on that. I don't know. I'll let you know what I do. Here's my face. We'll figure out something. I don't really want to use the S53. I will if it just comes down to it. It's not a big deal to me. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'd much rather use this one, and I may split it and see if some parts will work in this one to beef it up or something. Went to the machine shop today to drop off my valve seals, and he's saying probably be another week or two. I'm not in a hurry, and he does good work, so I don't mind waiting. Yep, if anybody knows anything about doing this, you should say something, because it might be very helpful. Rear half of the case is a lot different, mainly the large pumpkin. I guess that's mostly where your gear clusters are. I don't know. I wish I could find, I've seen mention of using it front wheel drive in a 162 chassis. I know it can be done. It's just a matter of how. I almost wonder if I put that back on and just gut the rear part of it, if I could make it work. I need to look at the breakdown and see how the passenger side is driven. I feel like it had its own straight through shaft. Like it doesn't drive off the rear output at all. If I could gut the rear, even make a block off plate and just get rid of this whole contraption so it's not in my way. That's a pain in the ass. You basically have to drop that out the bottom. It's annoying. So yeah, if I could put that back on, that would work fine, I'm sure. It would basically be how this one has the shaft that's on the back of the block. That's probably sitting about the same place. Yep. So I got that going for me. Okay, bye.